What are they going to do when there's no cash? What do? And that's just one example of tens of thousands of examples. We still have a few tubes of buffaloes, not many, because they were flying out the door yesterday.
Flying out the door yesterday. So the price shoots up. Everybody comes running in here to buy.
Yeah, because they know it's going higher.
Did you know that SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2023 Silver Eagles? Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes.
Have you been recording?
I have not.
That's good.
Now I am. Hey, Tim. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
World traveler. Spain,
Yeah,
France, England. You had
that
a
is
time.
true. Yeah, well, we did that all rapid fire, one country after another. I sent you a picture of that area in Barcelona.
Yes, you did. You sent me several pictures. Absolutely beautiful.
These
Totally
buildings,
jelly.
I mean, a lot of the buildings in that area go back to Roman times.
Yeah.
It's very, very old.
Yeah.
Huge cathedral right down the street from where we stayed. Great wedding. Then we decided that, if I'm going to take a trip, I'm going to somehow work in a Formula One Grand Prix. So, and that weekend was the British Grand Prix.
Nice. Sounds like you had an awesome time.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what did you think about the economy out there, in especially England, but Spain, France? What'd you see out there?
Using cash is kind of not a struggle, but it's very haphazard. And I took all the euros that I had here, both bills and coins, and we found few places would take the €2 coins. I think if you're going to make a commemorative coin, you make it out of a €2. But we went to a market that would not take the €2 coins. And I handed her, she said, well, just hand it to me. So I handed her the €1 and the €2 coins, and she, okay, well, you owe me this much, and she has her hand out for the card. So we had to use it. And she handed me back the €2 coins. I don't know why that was.
Did you convert some of your dollars into all the local currencies?
Well, I had a lot of euro notes. They're all good.
Okay.
In England, I had a lot of old pound notes. I had £20, £10, £5, and £1 notes.
Okay.
And we had a girl there, and she told me that she was Indian, and I said, well, you understand me pretty well. And she laughed. But she had to go on the computer to find out if she could take some of these bills. And her supervisor, I could hear her speaking. They apparently got along very well. I think it's a private, even though it was in Victoria Station, I believe it was a private exchange. She sent her a picture of all the notes that I had that they could accept. It was virtually every one of them. But they were all obsolete. These are all obsolete notes, okay? And then after, she added all that up, and the exchange wasn't much off the actual exchange rate. It was actually very, I thought it was more than we were going to get.
Well, the dollar's stronger when you were over there than it is now, that's for sure.
Yeah, the dollar was, was very strong, but the euro is it's in some difficulty. But so then I took these £1 notes and I put those in front of her, and she said, "I've never seen those." And I said, "That's because these were in circulation before you were born." And she laughed. I said, "What, are they collectible now?" She said, "Yeah, they are." I said, "Well," she said, "You want them back?" I said, "No, I don't want them back." And so that was a good experience all around. But that's England. Not as easy in the other European countries. In fact, the best thing you can do is just give them a card for everything. And they don't want to mess. And of course, the €1 and the €2 are coins. They don't want to mess with coins. So when you come back, you've got pockets full of the change that they gave you, but they don't want it back.
Hey, maybe you should be taking more vacations overseas so that the price of gold and silver will keep going up.
Yeah, I would prefer that they stay low so that my customers can continue to buy with
That
what
must
they
have been
need.
difficult. Now that you're back, tell us, what do you have? For
What do
silver
I have?
and gold.
I have lots of 1 ounce bars. I still have a few 10 ounce bars. I have some rounds. I mean, that was the Liberty one, right? Yeah, the Liberty. Still have a few tubes of Buffaloes, not many, because they were flying out the door yesterday.
Flying out the door yesterday. So the price shoots up. Everybody comes running in here to buy.
Yeah, because they know it's going higher. It's not going to stay at 25, not for the rest of the world. I mean, for the rest of the time, it's probably going to go up a lot higher. But it's a very strange market. There are a lot of things going on. The dollar index is still causing a lot of havoc in the markets.
Yeah.
The dollar index goes up, fine. Then it goes down, fine. It's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
Dollar index goes down, the metals go up.
Don't hurt yourself, Tim.
That's a nader mint.
Very big.
Yeah.
This gentleman here who prefers not to be recorded is buying up a bunch of silver bars, like this big one right here, and some, I think those are 5 ounce, no, 10 ounce, sorry. 10 ounce Asahis. Very cool.
Well, you might appreciate this story, Yankee.
Do you mind if I...
You can show my face.
Oh, okay, great. Well, we got another stacker in here. And so what did the gentleman before that bought the silver bar and the gold coins?
Yes.
He bought 2 rounds.
Yeah, right as he was leaving, just to round up his bill, and he is donating them to my children over there.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of my nieces and nephews are collecting it to whatever those college funds are.
Yeah, yeah.
But I told them I cannot guarantee that my kids will go to college, and I'm not happy about the restrictions on those type of accounts, right?
Where you have to invest, right?
Right. So it has to go towards schooling, but this year they just gave me cash and told me to go buy the precious metals myself. So I have a small stack for them that
Oh, that's great.
will hold its value instead of holding it in a normal banking savings account for them.
Yeah.
So
Good for you.
future's bright. Future's as bright as a gold coin.
That's great.
I did the same thing for my kids, except I bought Treasury notes.
Yep.
Yeah, they were very slow appreciating.
So, Tim, you've got some metals in this box here. All kinds of stuff. Potpourri of rounds. Those for sale, Tim?
No, of course not.
No? No, not for me, for others. Like this gentleman right here.
He said everything in the store is for sale.
I know you did. You did say that. Tim.
Everything in the store is for sale. I mean, you still have questions? Oh,
I have
my
questions.
gosh.
I got questions for you, Tim. It's been a long time. How many weeks has it
I'd
been?
much rather talk about my vacation.
I know. Though the vacation talk was awesome, but this is something.
It is, the currency is disappearing. It's different in every country, but I mean, there's a reluctance on a lot of merchants to take cash.
It's unbelievable,
And,
Tim. I
you
kept
know,
running into it on our trip. I can't imagine.
They just don't understand how bad that is.
It's
and then,
really
couple that with the fact that they're ripping me off so badly when I deposit cash.
Yeah.
The people don't realize what is going to happen if they take the cash away, and they're doing it gradually. And it's not just here; it's all over Europe. But you think of the possibilities. The funniest thing was when we were going from Aylesbury, we stayed in this National Trust Hotel, which is a great big mansion. And I started to tell you that they make their money off the kitchen.
Yeah.
We had a dinner there, and I wasn't watching. My daughters drink wine, and they were apparently drinking rare wine. And so my daughter looks at the bill because she made all the arrangements. They handed her the bill, and she said, "Oh, Dad, I don't have my card with me. Do you have your card?" So I handed my card, and I said, "Well, what was on the bill?" She said, I didn't even look. I'll get a copy of it when we check out. So I didn't think anything of it. The next day, we're driving up to Silverstone with the races, and I said, "How much is that bill?" I said, "Was it 200?" And she goes, 300?
Oh my.
I said, It wasn't $400, was it? She said, "No, it was almost $5."
Oh my goodness.
But it was very good food, and I don't know what the wine was they were drinking. It was probably very rare, but the whole experience was worth it because it was so much history involved with the place. But going back to cash, okay?
Yeah, going back to cash.
We're taking this 40-mile taxi cab ride to the track from the mansion, okay? And my daughter had already given the guy her card, and so we get about 5 miles from the track, and the driver gets a call, and he pulls over, and you can hear he's having a conversation with somebody on the phone, and he said, I'm afraid we can't take your card. I said,
Card.
why? There's nothing wrong with it. He said, no, we have to get cash. And my two daughters look at me because they don't carry any cash. Nobody does. And so my daughter said, Dad, do you have any cash? I said, yeah, I have some cash. She said, how much do you have? And I said, $80, 80 pounds. So she said, well, can I have the 80 pounds? So I handed the 80 pounds. She knocks on the glass and says, what's the fare? And he goes, 78 pounds. So she hands him my last 80 pounds. And he goes to give her the 2-pound change. And she said, no, you can keep that. And I said, where are we going to get more cash? She said, oh, there's got to be a currency exchange at the track. I said, I guarantee you there's no currency exchange on the track. What are they going to do when there's no cash? What do they do? And that's just one example of tens of thousands of examples. This is real because it happened to me when I wasn't 16, but I was probably 22 when, the last night at Fort Dix, a few of us went to Seaside Heights, and we're sitting on the beach drinking beer, and a cop pulls up and he says, you can't be drinking beer past 9 o'clock or something like that. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, sorry, where should we go? He said, get in the cruiser. So the four of us got in the cruiser, and we still had a beer too. And we drive back to the police station. Yeah. And then, he calls the judge. Judge comes in. He put us all in a cell. And we're all thinking, this is ridiculous. What's this all about? Judge comes in, and he lets one person out. He says, guilty of drinking beer on the beach after 9 o'clock. How do you plead? Guilty? Okay, that's a $5 fine. The first two guys had $5. And I didn't have $5 with me.
Oh, no!
So I have to go back to the cell.
Did you spend the night in jail, Tim?
Well, not the whole night. And then the other guy I was with, he'd been through this before in Boston. So he says, no, I don't have $5. And he goes back to his cell. We there for a couple of hours. The other guys had a car, so they take off. I had a car. So they said, officer, I have $5 back at Fort Dix. Is there any reason why I can't take my car back? You can have this guy, for collateral, and I'll just go back and get $10 and come back. And he says, all right. So, the judge had already left, so he lets me go to get $10. And so I go
great.
all the way back to Fort Dix. They're wondering what the hell I'm doing, but it was our last night there, so I grabbed $10 and I head back. Halfway back, there's my buddy with his thumb out on the highway. So I pull over. I said, "They let you go?" He said, "No." I told him, I asked if I could see a priest because he was Catholic, and he said, they've gotten me out of jams before. So he went to see a priest, and the priest gave him $5. He paid his fine. I said, "Did you pay mine too?" He said, "Of course not." So I'm a fugitive from justice at Seaside Heights.
But what would we do without cash, right?
Now, they have your medical profile. They have your legal profile. Mm-hmm. So let's say, because technically it was a DUI, okay? And so now, let's say I go into a state liquor store and to get a bottle of champagne for Christmas or whatever, okay? And I get up to the counter, I'm sorry, you can't buy that. And why is that? Because you had a DUI when you were 22 in New Jersey. That is going to happen. People do not understand. If you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you buy a cup of coffee and a donut, you'll get to the window, you have your card, you pull it out, and you expect to take the price out of your digital wallet. It's manned by the IRS and the FBI. And I'm sorry, we can give you the coffee, we can't give you the donut. Why is that? Well, your last physical exam, you were 20 pounds overweight.
The people are going to scoff at this. They're going to write comments below saying Tim is full of it. This is not going to come.
This is
not
going to happen. It's already happened. It's happened in China. It used to happen in the Soviet Union. When they own your cash, they own you. And there are dozens. Think of any wild ass, scenario where that might happen. It will happen. It will happen.
Wow, I got goosebumps. You literally gave me goosebumps there, Tim. Not the story about you spending part night in the jail, though. That is awesome. I love that.